This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Are now.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Christina.
I'm Keegan.
Look at us.
Hi.
Oh my
Hitting
God.
it out of the park right
Holy
from the beginning.
shit.
Who the fuck do we think we are?
I know. We all fancy today. All right, let's do it.
So first and foremost, I want to talk about, I know that you guys saw, but KY has this new show
Yes.
called The Pleasure Is Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a podcast?
No, it's the show, the YouTube show. They
Oh,
have
it's a YouTube show.
series of did you watch some?
Yeah.
I watched it.
I watched it.
That's really
Fucking
cool.
incredible. Like, I was really impressed, like, with the way that but the idea basically is that it's women who are sitting down and talking about pleasure, and with something, it's just a topic of conversation that a lot of women don't talk about. And
Yeah.
the first episode was great because they really talk about like sex education and like what does that mean? What was your sex education? And pleasure is definitely not a part of that conversation.
No.
Well, I mean, and I think for a long time, sex was kind of framed not for the woman's pleasure.
Right.
It was framed like far more for the man's pleasure
Well, and I
in
think
general.
that, we're talking about a society that was Puritan in its formation, and then this kind of idea that sex is for reproduction, not for pleasure.
Yeah.
And I think that changed for men over the years, but has never really changed for women in a lot of ways.
Well, there's
The
still like a
conversation.
ton of places around the country that are abstinence only sex ed, So when they're like frightening teenagers into being like, if you have sex, you're going to get pregnant and you're going to get herpes.
Yeah.
So
You're going to get all the diseases.
pleasure is not in the conversation
No.
like at all.
No, it's
all.
literally the only conversation is how to not get pregnant, how to not get the disease,
Yeah.
how to not, you know what I mean? Like, it really is. It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
It's a frightful, scary thing, and it's never a pleasure-based conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I'm glad that they tagged us and gave us a shout out.
Yeah.
And I think it's a cool project.
Yeah. Well, there was like some information on there too that I was like, I am today years old finding this out. I was, you know what I mean? Like some
Yeah.
of the stuff
Yeah.
that the therapist was saying, it was like, wow, that's really incredibly informative.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it's a high recommendation on my list.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm
mine
glad
too.
that they shouted us so that we could be up on that, because it was pretty great.
I
Pretty
need
great.
to watch it. My week has been so bananas. I've had like very little time to do anything, but I need to set some time aside to watch that, because I do think it's a really important conversation to have. Like, for me, like, sex was so rooted in like shame that it was damaging to me. I think it was like damaging to me. So definitely those conversations about like, there was shame in it being pleasurable, like, being something that it was only within the confines of a marriage was like sex supposed to take place. And so having those thoughts outside of that was like something that was really not supposed to be happening. And then there was fear of getting pregnant, of course, like, absolutely. But then there was also fear of like
Slut shame.
going to hell.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
sure.
Well, and then slut shaming too. The other thing I like about this program is that it's like women,
Yeah.
talking to other women, and for us to empower each other to seek pleasure in sex and not slut shame.
Yeah.
I think is so important.
and not virginal shame either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's like, it's either the virgin or the whore, right?
Yeah.
Or the So
Madonna
it's
whore, yeah.
Yeah, Madonna whore.
Well, yeah,
thank
and it's
you.
an impossible line to walk, because it's like you're supposed to like sex, but you're not supposed to like sex too much.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a prude, but you can't be a slut. You have to be somewhere in the middle and make sure he's always happy.
Oh,
I feel like that's how it was framed so much
Sure.
growing up.
Yeah. Thumbs down on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big thumbs down.
KY wants you to get yours, girl.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening, and I think very thoughtful and well put together. Yeah, great. Just to listen to the conversation, and start the conversation, because I don't know that it's really ever been something that's been put together in a format like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was really excited about it. It's a good show. Can't wait to continue it. So, also, we need to talk about these underwear.
Yeah, when you sent those to me, I had seen those before. I think a few years ago it was a thing. Not here though. I feel like it was a fashion trend in another country. So listeners, if you know, let us know. Was this a thing where you were?
They're underwear that have padding to give you camel toe.
And when you say camel toe, I mean it looks like a camel's hoof. It is that big.
It's huge.
It's massive.
Massive vagina.
It's aggressive.
It is. Yeah,
it's aggressive levels of vagina. Is this something that's I've seen the padded butt, the padded all the things, right?
Yeah.
Padded bra, the padded everything. This is not something that I thought. I'm is this something that
I thought that was
really
something
hot for
to
guys?
be avoided.
Yeah.
That you try not to have that.
Right.
I don't know though. Fashion trends are weird, dude.
Oh,
fashion trends are weird. The things that one culture might find hot, another culture it makes no sense.
Right.
I'm doing an episode. I'm editing an episode for my other podcast on dangerous beauty trends, and
apropos.
I had this one doesn't seem dangerous unless you were doing an actual camel toe, in which case that you probably could get a yeast infection or something.
Oh God,
you probably could. I mean, shoving shit up in there. It's a delicate balance.
It's a very delicate ecosystem. Yes.
Yeah.
But I saw one that it was some country where there were a lot of issues because braces became a fashion trend. And so people were getting metal braces and they were fucking up their teeth or their mouths or whatever, getting metal braces when they didn't need them.
No.
Just because people thought that was hot.
Because people thought it was hot.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's the reason I got pregnant in high school. Braces to me are so hot.
What?
I
know
understand.
It's weird. You know what? Do you guys not remember being in elementary school or whatever, maybe even junior high, when you would fold apart the paper clip to make it look like you had a retainer? You don't,
what? I didn't do that, but I will say,
friends that did that. I totally did that.
When I was in elementary school, I wanted braces.
Yeah.
But it was more because I felt like everyone in my class had them,
Yes.
and I wanted them because I thought everyone in my class had them. But I never thought they were sexy though, ever. I metal braces are so I just got Invisalign because I was just and it was $1,000 more than getting metal braces. But I was I am a 28-year-old woman at the time.
Sure.
I cannot get metal braces.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say now, if Chris got braces now, I don't know that I would think it was hot, but there's definitely, I don't know. I don't know.
I've never even made out. I've never even kissed
not
anyone.
boys with braces. Let's be clear. I am not. No.
I've never even kissed
Adult
anybody
braces,
with
I think, are hot.
braces.
Me either.
No,
Me
I've
either.
never done it.
Yeah.
It seems unpleasant to
And
me.
it's weird because I never needed braces, so I think maybe there's that
I want to know more weird turn-ons. I feel like that's a weird
It is a
turn-on.
weird
I think it is as well. Yeah.
It's a hot take. I get
now
it.
I want to think about what's a weird.
I got another
turn-on.
one. Schnauzes. I love a good schnoz. Chris has the best, most Roman nose.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, actually, it's funny because I was talking about this week. I was in Vegas again. Love Vegas. And I was talking about it with one of my reps, and she was talking about how her husband has this Roman nose, and we were literally just going on and on about how hot our husband's noses were. Is that the most
That
ridiculous
is so
thing?
random.
I know.
Oh
just
my
love a
God.
good. And again, maybe it's because I have a shit for schnoz. I have the ugliest nose. I hate my nose.
Oh, stop
Also
it.
can't breathe through it, so that's also an issue.
It also doesn't work.
It doesn't
so.
work. So.
I think you have a cute nose.
Oh,
myself,
that's cute.
But
Thank
you always hate your own nose, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I hate mine. So
when I went to get my boob job, I was talking to my plastic about it, and he was saying, he goes, I never make recommendations, obviously, because as far as what else you should get.
people are
because
insecure.
People are insecure, and he goes, what I would never the biggest one was he's like, I will never ever discuss someone's nose. Like as far as like
people are wildly wildly insecure about their noses in general. Because I mean, not every single person, but almost everyone I know doesn't like their own nose. And when they say that to other people, like, I don't like mine, and like when you say it to other people, they're like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, of course, because it's your face, right? And so when you see someone's face, it is, and that's what Chris always is like, you can never get a nose job. He's like, I love your nose. And I'm like, that's fucking wild. Like, I have the ugliest nose. I have like a divot in it. Like, honestly, it drives me crazy. But it is one of those things that it is your face. So once you change that thing,
and Jennifer Grey,
your whole face changes.
That's what Jennifer Grey did. Like, you know, and it.
Yeah. And what if they mess it up? Because I know somebody that got
fucked up
jacked.
Really?
That's right. I think I know this person too.
Oh, no.
Jacked.
But she got it fixed, right?
She did, but still.
That's tough, man. And again,
and
it's your
face.
Again, yeah, that's what would scare me as much as I've thought about it. Because I did think about it. I'm like, no, I wouldn't voluntarily go and get a nose job, but I'm like, if my nose broke or something, I'd be like, hey, while you're in there, if you just want to like shave down that bump, go ahead and do it. But the reason why I would never, that's fine.
Here we go.
The reason why I would never like voluntarily do it is because it is your face.
Yeah.
Like if something goes wrong, it's like I've seen too many episodes of Botched where I'm like, you looked better before. You looked so much better before.
Yes.
You're like, Dr. Dubrow, can you just go ahead and take care of it, and you alone? Like,
and these people, like, they do a great job.
Yeah.
But it's still, to me, it's always like, it never looks the same again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, it's true.
It's scary.
It's funny that we're talking about plastic surgery because it's the Kara that I was talking about from Vegas. She and I were just discussing in general, like, getting things done, this and that. And it's funny because she was like, I want to get a tummy tuck. And she's like, and my husband, she's like, I asked my husband, you know, what he thought about it. And he was like, you should do whatever makes you feel great. And I was like, that is the exactly right answer.
Yes.
Because that's the answer my husband had for anything I've ever wanted to get done. And here's the thing that I was thinking about it on, because it's not about your partner. Your partner can think you look sexy no matter what. And I think your partner wouldn't be with you if they didn't think you were sexy. I think that the thing that is the linchpin is, do you feel sexy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when I was a little bit overweight and I've lost some weight, when I don't feel sexy, you're not getting any, because I don't feel sexy. It's when I feel the sexiest, when I feel like I look the best, that you're going to get the most sex from me. Yeah. That's when, and I think that's
true that's definitely true for me. I started running again a few weeks ago, and that's really like put me, and you know, it's not like I've lost like a significant amount of weight or anything like that, but just that feeling of empowerment makes me feel sexy, and that's like what makes me feel confident. And I don't think that that's any accident that like a lot of stuff that's happened in the last few weeks has happened because of that, because I feel empowered and because I feel sexy and confident.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
You've had a winning banner a couple weeks here.
I have. And I'm wearing the big W.
Yeah, you are wearing the big W. And not to jinx any of it, but that's such a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Because I think too, when you're running, there's the athletic aspect, there's the adrenaline, all that stuff. But
endorphins, dopamine, all that stuff.
And you feel good.
Yeah.
And you spread that energy out. And when you feel good, you get that good energy.
Right. And confidence is sexy. Yep. And if it makes you feel confident, you're going to be a million times sexier to anybody.
You know, and I've started looking at my body as like, you know, you can have like an apartment in like Irvine that was just built, and like, you know, it's all brand new and like everything's perfect, or you can have like one of these old bungalows here in Hollywood and it has character. And I'm like, you know, there's lots of things about my body that aren't that like brand new, just freshly painted, like perfect apartment. But my apartment's got character.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
I'm going to live in my apartment 10 times out of 10 over like a freshly
cookie cutter.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was watching something and someone was talking about themselves and their own body, and they were saying, I've decided to start looking at these things on my body as features, not flaws.
Yep.
They're just a feature
Yeah.
of you. And I'm really coming to terms with the fact that I have a little bit of body dysmorphia. Like
Yeah.
I
Absolutely do.
I think every woman has a little bit of that. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, I was actually concerned for myself a while ago because like I felt disgusting with myself. Like I felt horrible about myself, and I stepped on the scale for the first time in a long time because I was just like preparing myself to see this like astronomical like number, and I was the same weight I was months ago.
Wow.
You know what I mean? There was nothing. It's me. It's like my head. And so I'm trying, even though I know I want to start working out and like taking better care of myself, I'm really trying to like meet myself where I'm at and just be happy with like the way my body is right now. Because, you know, your body is important and should be respected because it carries your soul around. Like that's what, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be this thing that has to be like perfect all the time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this conversation, you guys.
I know. I feel all empowered.
I know. I love it. Speaking of this conversation empowerment, I did go to Vegas this week and a couple things. One, went to see the Keeping It Casual girls, their live show, representing our crew there. And
cheering.
Dude, so awesome. Such a fun show. And it was cool for a live show. Like they really kind of invited guests up, and I know that they're going to release the episode, so you guys should check it out. But it was super fun. Yeah. And it's always great to support other podcasts, and I just love those girls. They're so great, and they're super body empowering and sex positive. So I really, really love those guys. And we went out afterwards to the Palms.
Yes.
Which
Cassie called me the next morning.
Okay, so here's why I called you, because I'm a 41-year-old woman. Like I fucking married, ring on. I went out that night, not like dressed to go clubbing, but we ended up going to this newly reopened club that they had. You had to like be on the guest list. So one of the girls knew somebody. We got on the guest list. We got into VIP. So we get into VIP, and I was like, the girl was like, if we're going to stay in VIP, we need to earn our keep, basically. And she was like, she's like, flirt with the boys. I'm like, oh, honey, I got this. And also, though, I'm at the same time nervous because I'm like, I haven't like legitimately flirted with anybody for how many years?
Yeah. Very bad at flirting.
At least 15 years.
You know? Very bad at it.
It's funny because I'm like, for me, flirting has always just been be natural. Your people are attracted to people who are having fun and having a good time. And you guys know me, I love to dance. So I'm getting my groove on. I'm just having fun and dancing. And I think that when people see people out just having fun, it immediately opens you to like people to be attracted to you, like to attract that energy.
Well, that's how I felt with my show Friday night at 5 Star or whatever. Yeah. It was so much fun. And like it brought people in. We had a ton of people come up to
just off the street,
off the street, and came up like after the show, like wanting to talk. And like I have not had that kind of response like after a show, but it was like
you had great energy.
Fun.
And you know what's funny about that? Speaking of that, and this is that when we were at the House of Blues, Michael Scotty said something. One of our friends, he had said, you know. It was something that turned my brain onto this, because he was like, she had such a better performance tonight and the show was better, but you felt more in your own, like just wearing jeans and a t-shirt and not like trying to overly dress the part. And and I know that sounds really silly because you looked great both nights. And he even said that. He goes, but she just was in her own. She was in her skin and you could feel it. And her energy was so high and so hot. And it was weird because it's the same thing about me going out that night. I was in jeans, wearing my glasses, wearing, you know what I mean? Like just a shirt, like not anything dressed up to go out. I wasn't like in a skirt or anything like that. I was just dressed like me. And I think that there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, I think it's authenticity. Authenticity brings people to you.
Yeah.
Like if you're genuine, they can sense that. You can always sense when someone's bullshitting you. Like, you know, whenever someone's putting something on.
Yeah.
You know, when you're having a conversation with somebody and you're like, this isn't a genuine person. It's a person who's like putting something on.
And to that point, there's girls half my age wearing half the clothing and are kind of like only just barely moving their hips because they can't get down because they're wearing like a fucking tight ass skirt. and I'm pulling in, you know, like energy and pulling in guys, and like getting that kind of feedback, guys flirting with me. And I think it really says a lot. Like, you can be sexy and still pull great energy, and you don't have to dress the way you think guys want you to dress.
Yeah.
You can dress the way you feel sexy and you feel comfortable, and that might be jeans and a shirt, and it doesn't have to be, you know, the short skirt and the short mini and the whatever. If you dress how you feel, it's just the same thing when we're talking about the body image. And if you feel confident in what you're doing, it's gonna pull that energy to you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we are so fucking positive this morning.
Goddamn
Goddamn positive. Oh my gosh. Do we have like a fuck, marry, kill for the week? Should we decide on that?
We should decide on that.
And we should also shout out our patrons.
Yeah.
We had a whole bunch join us this week.
It was a boom.
It was a boom. We had a boom in listeners. We're so fucking grateful to all of you who have taken the time to share this podcast with your friends, who have taken the time to sign up for Patreon.
Taking the time to shout us out on Twitter.
I
We see
know.
you, girl.
We see you.
We see you shouting us out. And that is fucking, honestly, it's just only thing we could ask for. It's really amazing that you guys are, you know, supporting us in this way. It's huge. And God, I'm so thankful. Maybe that's why we're so positive today.
I know. Go on Patreon. It's only like $1 and you get like a whole bunch of really cool stuff. We have like levels at $1, $3, $5, whatever you want to come and party with.
And might I recommend, if you have the expendable income, which I know like not everybody does, but if you do, the $10 level, you get a bonus episode every month that is really fun, that we really enjoy doing. We do Crazy in Love movies for $10 and up patrons, and it is fun. Like, I love it. I love doing it.
Single white females on the docket next.
Yep, that's the next one that's going up on our Patreon.
Holy shit.
So,
with that movie.
I got a lot to say.
Much to discuss there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do some patron shout outs.
Do it.
Okay, so we have 5 new patrons, which is really, really exciting.
Yes.
Our first new patron that we would like to thank is, I want to say, and forgive me if I say your name wrong, I want to say it's Natasha, but it is spelled Natasha.
Tasha?
Ooh,
Natasha, maybe?
Pretty.
Yeah,
That's
very
pretty.
pretty.
I like
It's
that.
unique. Rivera, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay.
We have... And again, I don't know why I'm the one. I feel like a substitute teacher. You know how like the substitute teacher would always be
What's
like
AA Ron?
AA Ron. Yes.
because I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm doing my best. I was Keegan all the way through school, so I get it. It's okay.
I was Casey, Kathy. I get it all too.
Oh my God.
We have Amber Flagger, Yvette. Okay, I'm giving this to Cassie.
Okay.
Oh, Yvette. Let me see. All right. Yvette Le Nepivwa? I'm definitely fucking that up. I'm so sorry.
This is amazing. If you can also, along with signing up, if you can do like a phonetic
Pronunciation.
Thank you guys.
Thank you to Yvette. Thank you to Renee.
Ooh, that's my middle name.
I love the name Renee.
Secret.
I love that.
There you go. There's a secret for you.
And then also this one is, I'm assuming they're another podcast. Oh yeah, they are. And it's Welcome to My Show. Oh yes.
Welcome to my show.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh my gosh, that's right. Because we did one of her stories
That's
one
awesome.
time.
Yay,
Yay, thank you.
Dude, can I just say, because we were just talking about it earlier, and I had a show, and Kelly from Boobies and Newbies came to my show last night. I just have to say that the podcasting community is like one of the most supportive communities I've ever belonged to.
Oh my God.
They like, and I've met very supportive. I've acted for a long time. I used to sing, and of course, like people in those communities are supportive as well.
Yeah.
But the lack of competition in the podcasting community, where it's just like everyone is just trying to like build everybody up, is awesome. It's like unparalleled. It's like something I've never like seen.
Yeah, there's a rare few bad seeds out there, but honestly, our experience has just been like
very positive in general.
Really,
Yeah.
I know. And how sweet of Kelly to seriously come out
Amazing.
last night
Amazing.
and see the show.
Yeah.
Like she is just a complete doll. And honestly, we've met so many amazing people. You're
We have.
right.
Yeah, we have. But thank you so much to all of our new patrons.
Yes.
It means so much to us. It's I don't know, it just made my day whenever I got on our email and I was like, oh my gosh, we got like this flurry of new support.
Yeah.
And it means just so much to us. So thank you.
And just know too that your support does go to a great cause. Like for us, hosting, all that stuff, it does cost money and equipment and all those things. We just truly appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, we do. And everything that's coming in the future, new merch, new live shows, all that stuff is because of you and because of like what you're doing, like what you're helping us with. We wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don't worry. In the second half, we'll get back to our snarky selves.
I know. We've been so sweet.
Nice. So yeah, but I told you I've started running again. I'm getting
all in your feels, man.
Getting all in my feels. Yeah. And it's just been a good couple of weeks. I just can't fucking stop cheesing.
You are fucking all smiles right now. Dude. Like your face looks like it hurts actually a little bit.
I'm really happy. I'm
really happy to see you so happy. Really, really, really.
Yeah. Well,
that's good. Now who are we going to fuck, marry, and kill?
Ooh, yes.
I say we do Avengers.
Dude, you were reading my fucking mind.
Perfect.
In honor of how fucking great Endgame is doing.
It's wildly good.
Yeah, I texted you guys about that because last weekend was watching. I was like, all right, Keegan, apparently you have to go see Endgame, and I'm like behind on all of the Avengers movies.
Me too.
So I made myself like a short list of like, you got to watch these ones to get yourself caught up enough to go see Endgame. So I was at home and I was watching Age of Ultron, and I was like, we should fuck, marry, kill the Avengers because like there are some good options.
There are multiple options. So I think we all. I have to think of
we all pick
our favorite one is. Yeah.
Oh God. Right. I mean, I don't know about my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we all pick our.
I mean, because we got like Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hawkeye. I think I'm actually not one of my favorite Avengers as a whole.
Yeah.
But he's so hot.
Jeremy Renner?
Yeah.
I heard he's a prick.
Oh, God damn.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. There goes all of the positivity. I'm like, well, fuck Jeremy.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
No, but I do get it. You know what? The thing is, like, there's something weird about his face that no, it's not. I'm not trying to be negative. There's something weird about his face that, like, I don't quite understand, but he does have this kind of rugged handsomeness to him. That
in the Avengers movies is the only time I've ever thought that he's attractive.
I think maybe that's what it is.
When I see him in other movies, I'm like, I don't like his face. But in the Avengers, I'm like,
I'm kind of with you too. There's something weirdly attractive about Hawkeye.
Well, and you got Thor.
You got Thor. You got Captain America. You got Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
And you got, what's his name? Chris such and such, the funny guy, Mr. Christian Man. What's his name?
Oh, Pratt.
Pratt, yeah.
Yeah, you got Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, thank you. Wow, that was a long
road journey.
Mine, honestly, like,
I know which movie. I can see it. Mark Ruffalo.
Well, it's a tie, but honestly, I kind of have a crush on Vision.
Oh, okay.
Hot
out
take.
Of left field.
Okay, I like it. And I love the actor Bettany. Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Oh, Paul, he's hot.
Yeah. I have a crush on Vision.
I think that's a hot take.
I loved him ever since A Knight's Tale.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Him.
Yeah. He's hot. I think he's just
All right. So Paul Bettany.
Yes, that really is a hot take as Vision. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't know why it's in my head because this isn't what I thought I was gonna do, but I just love me some Mark Ruffalo. I think I gotta go. Okay. I gotta go Hulk on that one.
I'm kind of torn between Ant-Man.
Oh, Paul Rudd. Oh,
well, that's I'm throwing Paul Rudd in.
Well,
okay.
Oh God, yes,
no.
Paul Rudd. I mean, who doesn't want to marry Paul Rudd?
Come on, everyone. He's amazing.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
And I've heard he's actually a really nice guy.
Okay, I'm keeping him in there.
I've had a crush. I have a crush on him since like Clueless. Honestly, I fell in love with him in Clueless,
and he looks essentially the same.
The same.
Well, he's a vampire, so obviously.
Oh God, he is so handsome.
So handsome.
So funny.
Okay.
So nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We got to do it. So it's
Paul Rudd.
Vision, the Hulk, and Ant-Man.
I
This
know
is
what I'm doing.
impossible.
I know
It
what
is
I'm
really
doing.
impossible. It's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Keegan's got it.
I
All
got
right.
it.
Go for it, girl.
I am going to marry Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck a sad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and fuck the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sad man.
Yeah.
Again, for obvious reasons. That it's kind of a shitty superpower. I'm like that. It kind of sucks
To be a big guy.
to be like out of control. Like
Yeah.
he's completely out of control.
I
of
can't wait
his,
for you guys
like,
to watch the new.
Yeah. Like, what if something pisses him off while he's fucking you?
I can't wait for you guys to watch.
What happens?
it expands.
Owie.
vey.
Owie, owie.
Well-
or maybe you're trying to piss him off and be like, "Come on, motherfucker."
Oh no! Oh no! And then you died. Because you're
That's how
gonna
you
die.
died. You had a death wish.
You play with fire, you get burned.
Get burned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kill Vision, even though I do love Paul.
Too soon,
Uh,
since he does die.
I,
Oh wait, you're not there
I'm
yet.
behind.
Oh, that's way
Ooh,
behind. That's not
spoiler
even no, that's
From
not a
like
spoiler.
2 movies ago.
Motherfucker. Yeah,
I
sorry.
told you
ain't caught
I'm
up. That ain't
several.
not a spoiler
I told
alert.
you I am several movies behind.
We're gonna do spoiler alerts for single white female.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't watched it by now, come on.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not caught up. Age of Ultron is as caught up as I am. I have not moved beyond that yet.
Was that the last Avengers movie?
No, it was
No.
Infinity War.
Infinity War is the
Oh,
last Avengers
sorry.
movie.
That
yeah.
was when the
it's
Infinity
okay. I
Wars.
mean,
Sorry.
fucking as far as I know, everybody
Sorry,
fucking dies in
spoiler
that one.
alert.
No.
Infinity Wars.
Yeah, that was last year. It's not like
Yeah.
it was like
Too soon?
5 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, just because like even though you know I love a smart, compassionate man,
Smart.
he just like I
Smart
feel like
is my biggest turn on.
I feel
Yeah.
like funny is my biggest turn on. So I'm gonna marry Paul Rudd because I think he's funny.
Yeah.
But like because I feel like we wouldn't have fun together, me and
Yeah.
Vision. Like
He
we could have good deep
Vision's a little bit of a sad boy.
conversations. Like we could have good conversations with like a really good Cabernet and maybe you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we would have fun together.
He's
so.
a little dry.
Yeah, dry. Yeah, he's a little white bread, you know.
Yeah, I would marry Paul Rudd, of course.
Same.
I mean, that's just the given. I would fuck Vision only because, like, here's the difference. I think Vision and Hulk are both kind of sad boys.
Yep. Sure.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'll take the sad intellectual over the sad angry break shit.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay.
That's
know what I
actually
mean?
100%. Well, hell, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely know.
Yeah.
I
But-
grew up in that house.
Isn't
no
the whole
shit.
but the whole
I
like
grew up with the Hulk.
Banner, he's really
Super smart.
gentle though. Like he's gentle.
I know,
it's
but
the
that,
Hulk that's
it's
angry.
that Jekyll Hyde personality. But let's talk about what it is to date a guy like the Hulk,
Yeah.
or marry a guy like the Hulk who can be very gentle and kind, but then all of a sudden like loses control and is like, oh, that's not me, that's my
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
yeah, exactly. And then that's problematic.
Yeah.
I think Hulk is problematic. So I'm gonna fuck Vision.
Yeah.
And
All right,
we're gonna
cool.
talk about, I don't know, literature.
And that's exactly what you'd be talking
And
about.
that's fine. Mine's going to be the same. Now, what I will say is that
I
from the
love Mark
newest
Ruffalo,
movie
though.
would change my opinion maybe about the Hulk. But I don't want to spoiler alert anything. But I'm going to go the same way, Christina. I'm going to marry Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fuck Vision. Why are we like mixing it up? Right? It's like I'm going to marry Ant-Man. I'm going to fuck Vision, and I'm going to kill the Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just because, yeah, I just don't know that I like that. Yeah, I love Vision.
Although
So-
I did see Mark Ruffalo like out and about in LA, and I was like, oh, he's so freaking handsome.
He is
He
handsome.
is.
I fucking
And he
love
seems
him.
like the nicest fucking guy.
Yeah.
Actually, all those guys actually seem genuinely like
they do seem
super
like
nice people.
Yeah, they do seem really
Well,
nice.
let's be honest. Bettany is British, and I would listen to him talk to me all day.
Also true.
You are very right about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are
I
right
mean,
about
it's going to
that.
be slow and probably like we're making love. Gross.
Well, yeah, I mean, because that's the other thing. There's a thing with like Vision where I'm like, I just don't feel like you can fuck good. You seem like a
Yeah.
computer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
very
Where I'm
robotic.
just like, you
That's true.
And it probably goes too long.
I feel like it
if
would
I'm
be
honest.
very boring.
Oof.
I don't think you would come with Vision.
Oh, man. Have you ever had guys that just last like too long where you're like,
Yes. Come on. Literally. Boy. Oof.
You're looking at your wrist. Like,
I
you're
am.
like,
I'm already Sports Center's on TV. We can do it from behind, right? I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I'm already out of this.
yeah,
you're
too
making
long.
lists in
Too
your
long.
head.
I
You're
know.
like,
too long didn't read.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
guys, I feel like we really need to discuss something very important.
Uh-oh.
And that is that video of that woman walking down the aisle to Crazy Bitch.
Oh,
Because I watched it
my
again this morning when I
God.
couldn't sleep.
There's so many levels with that.
Oh my.
It is amazing.
God.
So we are in a wedding shaming group on
horrible.
Facebook.
I hate myself for it.
Yeah, I've thought about leaving it because I'm like, God, people in this group are mean. They are so mean. But then you get gems
Yeah.
like this video that
Yes.
keep you hanging on. There was a woman who walked down the aisle at her wedding to the song Crazy Bitch.
in a
What is that,
fucking
like, Buck
wedding
Cherry
dress.
or some shit?
I think it's Buck Cherry. And the lyrics to the song are as follows. She's a crazy bitch, but she fucks so good I'm on top of it.
There
Yeah,
are
that's
legit
a wedding.
like there's a video of this her coming down the aisle and you can see grandma, you can see kids.
This poor
This
man in
guy.
khakis and like a
And
plaid
he
shirt.
grabs his son by the ear, holds him to his. The first time she says "fuck," he was like, "Oh,
And
Earmuffs.
earmuffs."
He kisses his son on the top of the head, like so apologetically, like he's like, "I'm so sorry for bringing you into this world, into this terrible, terrible world." It is
And this
so funny.
terrible,
And
terrible wedding.
It should also be okay. So there are levels to this. It's not like a recording of Buck Cherry singing
No.
this song. It is a live performer,
Yep.
a woman
karaoke version.
singing this song, and she is straight up dropping it like it's hot all the way down the aisle
Yep.
in
Yes.
her wedding dress.
Yes.
It is something.
It's
and then
bananas.
the grandma walking out at the end. That's why we watched it this morning, is because
Yes.
you told me that was your favorite part of the
That's
video.
my
She's like,
favorite
"I'm out."
part.
Yeah, grandma's
Grandma
like,
is
you know what?
done.
She's like, I came here in my Sunday best with my corsage,
Yep.
and this is the kind of shit you're trying to.
She's like,
pull."
She
I'm
was
good. I'm out.
disrespected.
She was. I think everybody was. My eyes were disrespected. I don't even know her.
My time, knowing that people like that exist,
Oh,
all
God,
of it.
it was.
yeah.
It just killed me. And like, there's like a woman with a baby. The baby looks upset.
Yes.
I'm like,
Everyone looks
everyone
upset.
is upset.
Oh my God.
I think there's like one girl in the audience who's like
Yeah,
fist pumping. She's like,
well, because she gets up to him at the altar and starts dancing, and I will say she chose the right wedding party because her bridesmaid was like, "Yes, queen," like dancing
Yeah.
with her. So I'm just like, all right, well, I mean,
and the
your
room
friends
was
know
into
what's
it.
up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, ideas for your wedding, you know?
Yeah,
I know,
Ideas.
I know.
We should, our next podcast is going to be my worst weddings.
oh no! I did go down a Reddit rabbit hole this morning about bad weddings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
We could have an entire episode on
man.
just
On
bad wedding
weddings.
stories.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus.
If you have like a dating story that involves like a
Taking a date
wedding.
to a wedding.
Oh,
my
shit,
God.
yes.
That's good.
There are some good
Yes.
ones. Please send them in. We'll do a whole episode themed around that. That would be
please.
so
That is
fun.
so fucking funny to me.
Yes.
Like people who just randomly bring people to weddings. I'm like, what are
Oh
you
my
doing?
God, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Well, should we
awkward.
take 5 and then come back with stories?
Yes.
All right.
And we're back.
All right, guys. Well, I get to go first because I have the crazy in love. So mine is from Reddit. It's pretty short, but she says, I am currently at my doctor's office, and this guy I went out on 2 dates with is waiting with his wife across the room from me.
Oh, so awkward. You're just making awkward eye contact the entire time.
She
oh,
says,
no.
I made eye contact, and he currently has a panicked look on his face.
Oh, God. I would so
I am
go
sure
fuck
he's
that shit
about
up.
to shit his pants.
Oh my God.
I should note that I did not know he was married or in a relationship or anything. This just comes to reinforce that some people suck. Update, I sat closer to them and made short conversation with her.
Oh.
She was very nice and told me about how they are looking to hit up the beach this weekend. I feel really bad she's married to someone like that.
Oh.
The whole time he looked like he was just going to be sick and just looked
puke.
away. I didn't tell her anything as it's not my place. Yes, I know I'm going to get shit for that, but it just didn't feel right, and I'm one to just be chill. I can't help it. I did tell him before I went in front of her, you are very lucky to have such a nice and beautiful wife, and left.
Point
Hopefully,
made.
this incident will give him some perspective if he is still doing this.
Unfortunately, I don't think it will.
Yeah,
I think somebody
he got
like
away with
that,
it.
Yeah. So, okay, so that's the question.
This is the question.
Would you say anything?
Oh, God. I find
Legitimately
myself
put yourself in his shoes.
I would do
something?
probably exactly what she did. Make myself all fancy up close to her and fucking make a pointed comment like, you're lucky to have a woman this great. I love it. She nailed it. Like, honestly, that if I would have thought that far in advance, honestly, personally, I would probably sit in an awkward corner like, oh my God. She nailed it, though. That's what I wish I would have done.
It's hard. I read through a lot of the comments on the thread. They're like, people, I mean, like, it's hard. You can say, like, oh, I would have gone up and told her, but then people were sharing stories of when they did that and women
will turn on them. Yeah, that happens all the time. And
women are like,
if you don't
who the fuck are you?
If you don't have proof, it's really hard. I mean, I don't know. I think in general, because this question comes up a lot in girl groups I'm in, where people reach out via like Facebook Messenger and tell people. And in that case, I'm always team do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, do it, because even if she gets mad at you, at least you planted that
Here's my
seed and they
question.
deserve to know that.
They deserve to know. Absolutely.
Here's my question. Did she meet him on an app?
Yeah.
Okay, so she could snap his Tinder profile or whatever profile.
Yeah.
She could also, here's my thing. This is my sneaky thing. Does this bitch have an iPhone? Because you could airdrop that shit.
Ooh.
I mean, or if you're sitting next to her making conversation, if you wouldn't have to say anything if you just pulled up his Tinder bio and handed her your phone.
Oh my
Here you go.
God.
Like, I mean,
I'm all snapshot.
Again, I'm kind of like,
here you go, bitch.
I think
I'm gonna go get some blood work.
See you later.
Bye.
Maybe you should too, since your husband is on apps.
And that's kind of I don't know. I get that you can say all these things when you're in that situation. I don't like confrontation. It would be hard for me to say anything.
Right. Oh, me too.
But like at the same time, I feel so sorry for this wife.
Right.
And you can say that you hope it gave him perspective, but I bet you it didn't.
Yeah.
Because like people like that, especially if they've gotten away with it.
Yeah. It just emboldens them.
Yeah.
They're
like
oh, this
now
bitch.
he feels
Power trip.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think she deserves to know.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. I'm trying to think of how I would phrase it, you know? So I'm like, I don't like confrontation, but the utter injustice of the situation. And
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm so conflict avoided until like a couple weeks ago when I fucking ran into a stranger's fight and like helped break it up and stuff. So I was like, well, actually, maybe I'm bolder than I thought I was, you know?
And I think the factor here would be that like I would be, I'm pissed for her. I'm also fucking pissed for me. Yeah. And I think that emboldens you in a way that's like, how dare you treat her this way? But how the fuck dare you treat me this way?
Yeah, he lied to her and didn't say, yeah.
So like,
it's a double whammy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So I don't
You're
know.
just like trying to read a highlights magazine and fucking seeing your date and his wife come in. Wild. Anyways.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
All right. My story is from Reddit, and it's funny because it's not a worst date. Technically, the title is "I'm going to break up with my boyfriend today."
Oh
and
shit!
Here's the thing: I think I'm doing the Christina. I think this is fucking hilarious on so many levels.
I'm going to break up with my boyfriend today.
And I'm going to tell Reddit first.
Yeah. But I think this is, I got the story because I'm like, this is a Keegan story if I ever fucking heard of it.
I'm
amazing.
listening.
Oh my God. All right. So, I've pretty much been single in my entire life. I'm a 33-year-old woman. My older brother's lifetime best friend has been interested in me for years. At first, we would just drunkenly fool around, and about 3 years ago, I tried to date. But I lived a different city and broke it off early. Now, I have been living in the same town as him for a year and saw him off and on. He comes to my family holidays and birthday dinners, and him and I have a couple drinks here and there. About 7 weeks ago, we hung out, and I thought my feelings for him had changed. So again, we decided to date and try it out. So he has officially been my boyfriend for 7 weeks, and I completely realize he isn't right for me. There are a lot of valid reasons, but then he also intentionally farted on my cat.
No. No, thank you, sir.
Why do I need this? Intentionally farted on my cat.
And she's like, canceled.
I'm team her.
Not fucking funny.
No. How dare you disrespect my cat that way?
She said, obviously, it isn't a reason to break up with someone.
Isn't
but
it?
His maturity level sure shows. She
God.
goes, I feel such guilt that I don't want to be with him. I also have baby fever like crazy and feel like the clock's ticking, but better to be single than be with someone out of convenience, right? So, okay, love this. But then she writes back because I reached out to her and I was like, can I please share the story? It's so funny. And she'd said, not at all, of course. She's like, even before we started dating, I told him how I found farting very unattractive and offensive. I was raised that the word fart is as bad as a swear word. We just didn't do it in front of others in my family. And I get that.
I get that too.
And I think that that's part of it where you're just kind of like, okay, culturally in my family, this is a fucking no. And then like, you fucking farted on my cat.
On purpose? Why?
What a fucking weirdo. He's 38 years old. You're
Sir.
a fucking grown ass.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Also, does Anthony do this?
I can't stop thinking about it.
I am furious.
Like I just imagine him lifting his leg. Like,
no, like, listen.
Oh my God.
It's not my cup of tea, but farting in front of people, it happens. It's okay. It's like,
but you want to die.
I don't like it.
Have a secret.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You drop bombs.
I lately or whatever have had like issues. Like if I have a couple drinks, like the next day, I'm very farty. Very farty. So say a handsome gentleman decides to stay over.
Oh no.
I immediately like wake up and I'm like, I have to go walk Tig. And then I just crop dust the fuck out of this walk. It's like, like just walking Tig. And I'm like, get it all out. Get it all out.
Oh my God.
I'm like terrified that like, because they are like whip crackers.
Ooh.
They are so loud. And I'm like, I cannot fart in front of somebody. I can't. It's so embarrassing to me.
I agree.
I know it's natural. I know it's fine, but I'm just like,
and like,
listen, keep it sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny.
Farting is not sexy to me.
No, I know. It's so funny though, because I did say to her, I said, I grew up with 5 brothers and a gross dad. So like, I kind of feel like, and so to that point, I'm like, I'm kind of a dude. And so I don't know. I'm like,
you know what?
I'm Anthony and I get that fart joke.
I have
I'm just
3
like,
brothers and like, it's just not something that we did in our it's just like,
it's different.
it's not, I don't know. And it's fine. Again, like I know it's like human, but like if you intentionally did it.
Oh my God. Could you imagine Anthony farting on Matilda?
I
can.
Would be so furious.
Oh my God, Anthony, do not get any idea.
Anthony farting on Matilda.
Oh, he wouldn't.
I don't think he would either.
He would not.
Hicks, maybe.
We respect our animals too much for that. And
Oh my God.
I don't know. I would. She's like, I didn't know this isn't a reason to break up with somebody. I'm like, he's 38.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a reason to break up with somebody. I'm sorry.
Especially if for you it's a deal breaker and you're just like, that's a turnoff for me.
I kind of feel like for her it's also that is the example that's indicative of a major
Your
personality
maturity
trait
level.
that she doesn't find attractive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, and I remember too, I was telling her, obviously the 5 brothers things, but also on the other end of the dynamic, if we went, I couldn't say the word fart at all in front of my grandmother. She'd be like, flatulence. She would gasp, openly gasp. You don't say that. Flatulence.
See, we weren't like that in our family. We could talk about it, but it was just like you just don't intentionally do that in front of other people.
Right.
Like, if one slips
Do
out,
you
it's like
remember
that happens.
in grade school, like if someone farted, and like God forbid it was like a girl,
Oh,
and was
God.
like
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
not
No.
cool.
Blacklisted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
You didn't have friends after that.
Nope. Nope. Sorry, Colleen.
God. Okay, so my story is from an email. It says, so I met this guy named Brian while working a temp job. He was sweet on me while I worked with him, but we never did anything because I was in a relationship. Well, a few months go by and I lost that job and then went on a break with the guy I was seeing long term. During my, quote, single phase, I ended up reconnecting with Brian. Was safe enough. I had already worked with him, so I met him for a few drinks one night.
Yeah.
We had some pretty good chemistry, had a few too many drinks, and ended up making out and some heavy petting in his car till about 4 a.m. Then I went home.
Oh, those are fun nights.
Heavy petting.
Heavy petting. Well, we ended up seeing each other for dinner or coffee for a few more times in the next week or so. After dinner one of those nights, we ended up hooking up, and let me say, sometimes big can be too big.
Oh, no. Yes. That is absolutely true.
It is true.
Yeah.
And she says in parentheses, but that doesn't mean it wasn't good, just something I was very surprised by.
Surprise, baby arm.
Too big. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not
a big surprise.
but I'm not trying to be uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, God, if it hurts to walk the next day, no thanks. And he brought up that he had gotten free Kings tickets from work. I thought, amazing, so ready.
Yeah.
Well, he lived in Inglewood and I lived in the Valley, and the Staples Center is in downtown. So it made more sense for me to take the train and meet him there.
Yeah.
Well, I took the Underground all by myself, a relatively small female looking way cute because, well, it was a date, right? Well, I'm waiting outside the Staples Center. He was 45 minutes late.
No, I don't
By
like that.
yourself.
No. Go to one of the
Oh,
hotels
no.
right by the Staples Center. That's what I would do.
Yeah, sit
in
at
one
the
of those
bar.
lobbies. Sit in the lobby
Yes.
bar. Wait for him
Get
to show
yourself
up.
a glass of wine.
Yeah. Be
Because,
safe.
yeah, downtown by yourself.
Yeah. Well, and by the Staples Center, there's plenty of really nice hotels
It's
right
true.
there.
Yeah,
so-
but still,
yeah, no,
I
it's not safe.
as
to be
someone-
just standing down there.
who took public transport by myself in LA for a long time too, like that's not.
Also, bitch, you live in Inglewood. There's no motherfucking reason you should be 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
If you're coming from the Valley, that I would get. But you live in Inglewood, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Get there.
And if you
That's
know
not that
that
far.
she's going by herself,
Right.
like you should make it a point to make sure you're there on time so
Also, you
she's
guys
not
get
alone.
tickets to something.
Yeah.
Like,
You
ugh,
have
I hate
plans.
that.
And when we finally meet up, he has an entourage of 4 other people with him. So it's a group date with his roommates. Cool.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
We were in a
Awkward.
suite at Staples, so that included food
that's
and
nice.
drinks. His roommates went on to act like an absolute mess, drinking everything in sight, treating the staff like trash, and just
Nope,
acting
don't
like
like that.
total tools. Yes, that's a big
that.
red flag.
Oh, huge.
And the company you keep fucking matters.
Oh, amen. You guys, like, like how fucking tight our friend group is. It's like, I'm always excited to
me
introduce
too.
you
Me too.
to, you know what I mean? But like, oh my God, it says something about you.
Right.
If your friends are
100%.
like that, then you either condone it
Yeah.
or you are like that, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So like
Yeah.
both options are not good.
No. He ignored me for most of the night, so I sat there, just enjoyed the free drinks and an occasional fight on the ice. Finally, he noticed me about 20 minutes before the game was over. He and I had really good conversations when it was just he and I. So before the end of the game, I was convinced by him to go back to his place, and we left the game, and I get in his car with 2 of his roommates in tow. The other 2 went off to keep drinking. We get to his place. There is no parking anywhere. We looked for parking for an hour of him just talking with his roommates in the back. we finally get into his apartment. It's a little apartment. And I find out it's 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, 4 roommates. He has 4 roommates, so it's 5 people.
I don't like this bunk bed
1
situation.
bathroom.
Nope.
1 bathroom.
Dude, you know, I can
With 4
smell
boys.
that
Oh
bathroom.
God, I know.
I can smell.
I can smell that apartment.
That fucking
5
bathroom.
all the way
boys.
from fucking Inglewood. I can smell that shit.
5 boys, Cassie, because he has 4 roommates, so it's him and 4.
Oh
So 5.
my God.
Damn.
Nope. No.
I don't like any of that.
Nope. It is a mess. Bongs everywhere. Cigarette butts on the carpet.
Yep. It's exactly what I expected.
Yep. That's
told you.
fine. We don't have to stay in the community area. I asked him to go to his room so we can be alone. Well, brace yourself because there were 2 sets of bunk beds in his room.
Yep.
He shared his bedroom with 3 other grown-ass men.
man.
Like, bitch,
This is
this
horrible.
ain't camp.
No.
We ain't even a sorority.
Oh my God.
No,
There's
I hate
no
this.
reason for this at all.
Oh my
I
God.
hate this.
Like, and just the lack of self-awareness. The lack.
You are not going to fuck me on a bunk bed.
No.
no, sir. No, sir.
When you're like fucking gross ass roommates can walk in at any moment. Get
Oh,
the fuck out. This is
no.
not a college dorm.
No, I don't like it.
What is happening? Like the lack of self-awareness to bring a woman back
To
that house.
Oh, I know.
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm not saying you have to be like a neat freak or even, you know, it's not like shaming or whatever. Like if you don't have like a quote unquote like nice fucking mansion in
No,
the
of
hills or
course.
something, but there's just like respect yourself and me enough to like fucking put your bongs away and clean
Yeah.
your fucking bathroom.
Let me
and
tell
stuff.
you,
Tidy
you
up
guys
a little.
have
have
been
toilet paper in your bathroom.
You guys have been in my house many times. I still tidy up before you guys come over.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
If I know you guys are coming over, I still fucking like pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Anyway,
I may not make my bed for you, but I will tidy up my place.
but you pick up. You know. I ended up making some excuse on why I had to go. He called me a few times after that, and we even met for drinks twice after that. But I saw him in a new light, and he ended up being a bit demanding, so I noped right the fuck out of there and asked him to lose my number. Anyway, that was my worst day. Love you, ladies.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude, I don't like any of that.
3 fucking bunk beds.
Gross.
in
2
a
bunk
2
beds.
2 bedroom and
But 3
Inglewood.
guys.
Oh, wow.
Oi. I hate all
yeah.
of it.
Also,
Ugh.
is one of them sharing?
There's definitely socks all over those floors. I mean, that smell.
Ugh.
Oh God, you know that smell hits you the second that door opens.
I just,
right in the
I
fucking face.
just got chills. I really I viscerally smell that
It
apartment.
should be illegal for that many men to live together. That's not okay.
Unless they're brothers and their children.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Because because gross.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I don't like any of that. That's
Well,
oof.
brace yourselves
To not like more shit.
to not like more shit.
I'm scared.
I am too.
Yes, because I find this story fascinating for a lot of reasons. I think Keegan's head is going to explode.
Oh,
no.
fucking great.
It did hit me on a Dateline rabbit hole, but then I went and actually found more information on it. I'm glad I did because it's been updated since then. But let me just go ahead and get started. So this beautiful young girl named Jassi, her family,
How do you spell that?
Jassi.
Oh, okay. So like Jesse, but with an A.
Exactly. It's short for for Jaswinder.
Oh,
Sidhu.
I was thinking Jasmine or something.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
Is she
She's
Indian or-
Indian.
Okay.
Her family is Sikh,
Okay.
and they immigrated to Canada. So she was raised in Canada, but she was raised by her uncle and her mother, and on a compound. Like the whole family immigrated over. Very, very, very traditional, very strict Sikh family. Now, what's interesting is she went to Canadian schools. She was
Immersed in that
immersed in a modern
culture.
Western culture, and yet when she went home, it was very much like our word is the law and very, very old school, very, very traditional. So you have a huge clash of cultures. I get that. I grew up with strict parents, not to that extent, definitely not, but I can't imagine how difficult that would be to have one foot in this place and one foot in the other. Now, she was allowed to go to school through high school, but basically their plans for Jassi were just to marry her off. There was no reason for her to get any kind of education beyond just being able to read and write, because she wouldn't have a career path. She wouldn't work. She wouldn't work. She would be a mother. That's what her job was supposed to be. That's your
life path.
She was not into that at all. She really, really wanted an education, but she wasn't able to convince them to let her go to college. So she did, right after high school, get a job with a beauty salon, like training to be a beautician. And she was really enjoying that and making lots of friends. And by this time, she's, 19, 20, and just like really getting out there and like seeing her friends like dating and talking about dating. So she knew that she was supposed to have an arranged marriage.
Yeah, I think I know it too.
But she, was not really into it. She went on a trip back to India and met a man at a wedding, and it was love at first sight. Love at first sight. He goes by Mithyu. I think that's how you say it. Name. Mithyu. And
miss you so much.
Exactly. But so they fall in love, madly in love, even though he's in India and she's in Canada. So they go back and she has him write letters to the beauty salon because she doesn't want her uncle or anything like that to suspect. They managed to actually like get her back to India like for another trip a couple of years later, and they get secretly married.
Oh no.
Which is like
big no.
Yeah, it's causing problems.
Because that's the thing, is that they're madly in love, but they couldn't go to their uncle and be like, here, I want you to arrange a marriage with Mithyu, because Mithyu was below her and the caste system is very, very important in India. Mithyu was a commoner. He didn't have any prospects. Jassi was living with a pretty well-off family in Canada. So this was not somebody that they were planning to arrange a marriage with.
Right.
So they end up finding out that she has gotten married. And they, the uncle sends a whole bunch of people over to beat up Mithyu, harass his family, do all this like crazy shit. Mithyu's like, Jassi, you need to get here. Like, I'm worried for my family. I'm worried for myself. That sort of thing. Like,
I cannot imagine caring this fucking much about somebody else's life. Like, about what they do with their life. Like, to me, that is so. That sounds exhausting. Like, who has that kind of energy? I don't get it at all. Like, I understand having preferences for your family members. You want certain things for them.
Yeah.
But being that like domineering and controlling, it's just it boggles my mind, like the reasoning.
Well, for him, it was just like, it was such a slap in the face. Like their family's honor was tarnished by this action, and it's like,
then disown her and move on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of
honestly,
that's kind of how I feel. I'm like,
disown her and move
look,
on.
I understand that there are cultural differences. Like, I get all of that, but the thing is, like, if you really feel that way, and this sucks too, and it would suck if this happened, but it's far preferable just to cut her off then. Let her go. Like, if she so badly wants to like live her own life and you disagree that strongly, then let her go. Like, you know what I mean? And then you don't ever have to talk to her again.
Yeah.
But to go through all of that, it's just, I don't know. It's like,
they end up like locking Jassi in their like family compound, like screaming at her, like forcing her to sign this thing in a language that she didn't understand, that basically her uncle had written for her, saying, I was kidnapped and married against my will. Like, I want this marriage annulled, that kind of thing. And her uncle took it to India and tried to like press charges against Mithyu. And Mithyu's like going through all this fucking craziness.
Mithyu.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Like,
Jassi finally borrows enough money from her beauty school friends who fucking pitch together, who are like, okay, we'll get you out of here.
Best job ever.
I know.
We have the best people, honestly.
Well, I know.
Ugh.
What are girlfriends going to do? And what have we told you about their friends? So
Got
her
your
friends like rally together and get her enough money to get her out of that place and back to India so she can be with Mithyu, so she can go to the courts and be like, no, my uncle wrote that and it was a total lie. I'm in love with this man and we're married. So she does that, gets him out of trouble. They're living with Mithyu's mother, and like things are like fine for a little bit. They get to enjoy married life. And they're legitimately like in love with each other. And they are just taking a ride on his scooter, and all of a sudden a car pulls up with a fucking sword.
what?
Word. Like, what?
Ugh,
And
fuck.
That
just
is
cuts
some
into
medieval
them.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really fuck up Mithyu, like big time. Like cut him like real bad. The motorcycle crashes and they grab Jassi, put her in the back of the car, and drive off.
Oh my God.
Mithyu is like taken to the hospital. He's like not in good condition, but he does survive. Really wounded. Jassi is nowhere to be found. Till a few days later, her body's in a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's an honor killing.
It's an honor killing.
Yeah.
Her throat had been sliced with like a
sword.
sword.
Jesus.
Yeah. She had been like beaten. She had been raped. Like,
Why?
and what kind of fucking honor is in that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You're gonna punish her.
I mean, that's the thing about all of like there are so many. I knew as soon as this story started, I'm like, this is gonna be an honor killing for sure. And like, it's always like that. I saw one where a brother killed his sister.
Yep.
And defended himself to the end. And I'm like, what I don't understand is like, you don't see the deep dishonor you have now brought to your family name. You're in all of the papers everywhere for having done this horrible thing.
It's the most back-asswards way, like, to try to understand where they're coming from. It's really difficult. I really, excuse me, try to give people, like, I'm like, I want to.
There's cultural differences. You try and take those things into account.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Try to understand that.
Try not to be judgmental. You know, I'm not a religious or spiritual person. I don't want to talk it down by any stretch, but I just don't understand how you justify murdering somebody else as like honorable or as part of your religion or anything like that. Just doesn't make any kind of fucking sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
And like you said, Keegan, honestly, who's dishonoring the family more? A woman who married somebody she loved that no one is going to hear shit about. Like, this is not a non-story for literally the world.
She was
or
literally
you fucking murdering and raping, you know, a woman because she
because she did something that you didn't want her to do.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was just like, how fucking dare she have her own opinions and want to live her own life? You know, it's just, to me, it's so, I don't know. These stories upset me really deeply because they make no sense. They just don't make any fucking sense.
Senseless.
It's completely senseless. And again, like, not that I would agree with it, but if you don't like it, then cut her off.
Yeah,
cut her off and let her find her own way, because she would have been happy being poor living in India with him.
She was. And that's,
you know, like,
that's what's so sad. We tell all these like crazy and love stories where you can actually almost understand because people get emotional and impulsive and shit happens. But these kind of things are so cold-blooded and so, like, I'm like,
and their families.
And their
families.
Because
you know
it's
that like her
mom
knew about it.
Oh,
most
yeah.
likely. You know, like, that's the thing about these, where it's just like, and they're not sorry. Like, you can see interviews with these people after, usually,
they're
and they're
proud.
not sorry.
They're prideful over it. Yeah,
they think that they don't see anything wrong with what they did. They think that what they did was right.
Yep.
And it's just the lack of justice is so fucking infuriating. Well, not justice, but I don't know. You always look for remorse, right? Because we're like normal fucking empathetic people. And you're always looking for like humanity. And you just don't see it. Mm-hmm. You just don't see any. And it's like this poor
hard to swallow.
Poor fucking girl. Like, and poor Matthew. He just was in love. And I don't know. It's
just because
sad.
he didn't, he was poor. It's so sad.
Yeah. I don't know. I just let people be. Like, that's the thing, man. I let, you can be religious, you can have whatever you want, and I'll let you be, but you let me be.
Here it is at the end of the day. This is exactly why you can't have a country that is run by religious beliefs, because at the end of the day, every religious belief is going to be their own. You know what I mean? Like, you have to separate church and state. That's why, when you in a place like that where it is an honor killing, I mean,
well, we got really lucky, actually.
Oh,
that there was an inspector that really fucking worked hard in India to make justice happen.
Oh, good.
So he, I think his name is Inspector Singh, and he worked with Matthew after it was done and like figured out, okay, like this is where Jassi came from. Let's investigate. They identified 13 people involved in it.
Oh shit.
One of them being Jassi's uncle, one of them being Jassi's mother.
Yep.
Because, and here's the thing, they worked really hard, but Jassi's uncle and her mother were in Canada. The rest of the 11 were in India and were arrested and tried and everything like that. But they worked really hard to get
justice for her
and get them back from Canada. Years went by, and the Canadian police, because they could have been tried in Canada for breaking the law in Canada.
Sure,
actually, because it is conspiracy to commit murder is against the fucking law in Canada.
Yeah.
Canadian police wouldn't do anything about it. There was a bunch of television programs about this case.
And they couldn't extradite them.
They couldn't extradite them. There was this whole big thing. What they nailed them on is Inspector Singh got cell phone records that proved that the kidnappers and attackers had called Jassi's uncle and put him on the phone with her before she died. Basically, he was like, you've dishonored me. You have one more chance. Will you leave Matthew? And she said no. So she died for love.
I don't understand how you have a child, and you raise that child,
Mm-hmm.
I think about the way I feel about my pets.
I know, right?
And my friends. And
right.
I'm like, I imagine, I don't have any kids, but I imagine the love you have for your children has to be has to run so deep.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could ever feel disrespected enough by your child to be okay with killing her, especially in such a brutal way.
One thing that was really interesting was when she was born, actually, it took them a year to register her birth versus her brother's birth, which was announced right away. So I think a girl had such little value to begin with that it is so much lower. The boy was this prize thing, and maybe they have feelings of warmth and love for the boy, but it just kind of seemed like the girl was you popped out of
a huge problem. I watched a documentary a long time ago. It was on Netflix at the time. I can't remember what it's called. It's probably not on Netflix anymore, but it was an entire documentary about this problem, and particularly in I think it was India and China, the number of baby girls that are killed or abandoned it's high because a girl's life just has less worth.
And they're running into so much trouble now because they're like, what, 3 guys to every 1 girl in China now?
Yeah.
So they're like just shit.
Yeah,
tons
it
of,
just
like,
doesn't make
it doesn't,
sense.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, with those kind of numbers, it would feel very unsafe for me as a woman
Yes.
to have
Yeah.
that be the number. You know, it's like,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking bananas.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't want to come across as being like culturally insensitive. So
Right,
if you
right.
have anything to add to this conversation,
Yeah.
please feel free to like email us and we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah, no, that's a
Absolutely.
good point because
Yeah.
it's funny too because I don't want this to exactly feel culturally insensitive in any way because and to be honest and to be fair, like Sikh religion is something I've always thought of as being a very peaceful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
so it's-
that's
yeah.
what's so I do not think that honor killings are about culture. I do think that the honor killings are still done by shitty fucking people.
Yeah.
It has
Agree.
nothing to do
Agree.
with religion or
Yeah, 'cause
culture.
I mean, every Sikh
it's
I've
not
ever
representative
known
of
has been wonderful.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and very peaceful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't,
it's definitely an outlier thing for sure.
yeah. It's a very extreme.
Extreme.
But that's the thing about it as a whole, right? When
It's
you look at
extremism.
any religion, it
Yep.
is extremist.
That's right.
There's extremists in
Every
every
single one.
cultural or religion base.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that's what we're talking about. It's extremists in any situation. But yeah, that's
But
wow.
the good
Oh, it's
news
so
is
sad.
that because they did have those cell phone records, they are actually finally, the Supreme Court of Canada decided Jassi's mother and uncle should be extradited to India to face justice.
good.
Good.
Jassi's husband, Mithyu, says he lives with gratitude in his heart for the thousands who have shown him support via justiceforjassi.com and an unbearable sadness for the woman he loved.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
I know.
It's
so sad.
heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No,
it's such
okay.
a bummer, but
you know what?
Such a,
I think that was
it's such a
it
great
was
story.
kind of a departure from what we usually do from Crazy in Loves, and so
but it was
because
it's
it was
like-
a love story.
It was
it's
a-
a love story,
Right.
That just had a really, really tragic ending.
Yeah.
that, like didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Like, so that's so sad.
God.
I keep trying to I feel like the term like crazy in love and the stories we tell, I'm like, how else can it be interpreted?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
I like
So-
it. I like
Me
that there's a lot of avenues that we can take with that. I really
Yeah.
like the story. I don't like the story to
Yeah.
be fair, but I do. I think it's sad.
I'm glad that we're moving. I mean, we started the top of the show talking about, KY's The Pleasure
Yeah.
is Mine, that show on YouTube, and getting to a place like that versus like such an old school, like medieval fucking dark ages bullshit
Yeah.
honor killing. I'm like seeing those juxtaposed together. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, are we just so ready to be done with that and move on?
Yeah.
Like be better,
Yeah.
be more empowered.
Know better,
and-
do better.
Exactly.
Girls, we gotta figure something out to get us out of the
Lighten
funk.
it up.
How about what'd you watch? What are you watching right now?
What am I watching right now? Well, I mean, we're all watching Game of Thrones for that, so that's for sure. I did watch Crazy Rich Asians this last week because I was like, I was looking for like my usual like pick me up. I was looking for a period drama and I couldn't find one.
You were looking for fried green tomatoes.
that one too. I really wanted to see that, but
You've never seen Fried Green Tomatoes?
no. I wanted to watch it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry.
You're like,
sorry,
wait a
what?
second.
Pause.
We're done.
We're done. No, but so yeah, I thought it was super cute. It's
so
been a
good.
long time since I've watched like a super cute movie. I
it's so
don't
good.
have a ton of time to watch
That
movies.
fucking wedding with that water.
Oh
Oh
my god. And the woman singing that song. Oh my god, it was gorgeous. I was like,
beautiful. Yeah. It's good. I'm watching Dead to Me. Have you guys watched that? It just
No.
started. It's got Christina Applegate and Linda. What's her last name?
I got an ad for that on Netflix. It looked good.
I think it just started. Chris and I are like.
Is it a
3 or
drama?
It's a
Dramedy.
dark comedy. It's Christina Applegate, so there's
I
comedic
love
notes.
her.
It's a little hard to describe for me. It's got the tone of like a Santa Clarita Diet, okay, minus the like the gore aspect,
The grossness.
right?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like in the way that it's like it's a weird spot.
I saw an ad for it and it looked good.
It's good as fuck.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
All
Good.
right.
Highly recommend. And you know that the new Ted Bundy show is out. I just downloaded it for my flight
The
today.
movie?
Yep. It's on Netflix.
Yes, I have heard
Mixed reviews.
mixed reviews on that. I will watch it for sure. You know, I haven't had a ton of time to watch new things. I did start watching The Good Doctor, which
Good doctor.
it's the one with Freddie Highmore.
Kind of younger guy as a doctor, right?
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's autistic. He's supposed to be autistic.
okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
He's very good in it. It's one of those shows where it's like, it's an ABC network drama.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those shows, it's like a medical show that you can just kind of like have on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need something that I'm just like, I can just have on and know that like that I have an hour that's just gonna like satisfy me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be something I have to like think too much about.
Kind of how I feel about Law and Order sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have it on in the
Exactly.
background.
Like
and
sometimes
then
I can just put on Law and Order, and that's kind of what this is like too. And it's good. It's kind of like a house. It's like a house.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Sort of
All right. I
situation.
like this house. That was such a great show.
Yeah, I liked House.
Yeah.
And it kind of fulfills fills that void, where it's like there's a medical mystery that needs to be solved.
You know what show? It's funny because like I went through like Brothers and Sisters, then Parenthood.
Oh, Parenthood.
Now I'm on This Is Us, but I heard The Village is really good. I'm kind of interested to check that out. Kind of hits that mark, maybe.
Yeah, there's a new, because at my job I've been able to watch some pilots.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple ones that I think are going to fill that
Okay.
fill that
up-and-comings?
void if they get picked up.
Okay.
So there's a few. I'll talk to you guys about it off mic, but there's some that I think you would probably like that would fill that. Fill that void.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do. Sometimes I need that, like,
Yeah.
just feel good
Drama.
show. Yeah, feel good drama. Might make me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me
I've been
feel
watching Good Girls too. I love Good
so,
Girls.
I was gonna say The Good Girls.
Good
That's
Girls
so
is
funny.
so good.
So good.
It's so good.
I'm not caught up on this season, but I pretty much
that
binged
is
last one.
The show comes out every Sunday, and of course Sunday nights I'm watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
But so Monday on Hulu, I always watch Good Girls.
Oh, good to
So
know. Okay.
yeah, it's,
I forgot that
that's
was
a good
back
one.
on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, well, if you have any show recommendations, if you have stories about dancing down the aisle to Crazy Bitch to a wedding, or just bad
yes.
dates at wedding stories in general, any kind of bad dates, please email us at myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com or visit our website, myworstdatepodcast.com. It's a one-stop shop.
And I wanted to say we got some new reviews on our Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys so much. It really does help us out a lot from a business standpoint. So if you've got like a minute and you're enjoying listening to the show, go leave us a review there.
Yeah. And thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.